All right, so I have three different setups and three different microphones that I could possibly use. I'm only gonna go over a few of the scenarios based off of what I actually use on my channel, so it'll give you guys an accurate summation of what I'm actually going through when I'm recording these things. But essentially, the issue comes into play when I have a microphone that's not dedicated to the camera, that does not have an auto mode or anything like that, and it has to basically be set to manual and powered. That powered factor is a big thing because when you're powering a microphone, it needs to have what? Phantom power usually, because the mics that I want to use, like this Audio Technica AT875R, it needs to be phantom powered, but it does not have a battery of its own. So then it needs a device powering it off to the side or out of the camera. So that's this device. Also with this device or microphone is the AKG C214 microphone, which is also another cardioid condenser microphone. This is a shotgun cardioid condenser, and this is just the regular large diaphragm cardioid condenser that you would see in like a studio or something like that. Now, with all that being said, these two microphones need to be powered. I also have the H4n. This is a microphone that does not need to be powered. It has its own microphone up top. It has two capsules, but let me cut it down here because it's clipping, because I'm going to bring this back into the view of the screen. But here it has two mic capsules on the top. It's also a mini little mixer, so it can provide phantom power on its own. So I can power one of these two mics with this device here via the XLR connectors on the bottom and its AA batteries in the back. But there's a drawback to doing that. Now, this is a cheap alternative option, yes, but cheap also comes with its drawbacks, and this is not limited to it. It has a drawback that its preamps are not that great. And with a mic that's this really sensitive, it can really get loud really fast. This mic, it does have some hiss in it. This mic, it has the same amount of hiss in it. This one gets louder. This one can handle a lot more sound coming to it. So with all that being said, these mics are totally different in the way they pick up, but the audio quality is almost similar. This one is a little bit better than this one, but they're both going to have hiss if I hook it up to this device. And that hiss is pretty strong and it's pretty distracting via my YouTube subscriber that actually commented on it. And I knew that was an issue, but it's really hard to fix because I'm in a situation where it's very noisy. So I need these cardioid condensers. Basically, cardioid condensers are microphones that reject off-axis noise. So essentially, the front of the mic is where it's going to pick up everything. That's traditional with pretty much every mic that you'll find. But the back of the mic is not going to pick up any sound at all. So we're going to go through all these mics to give you basically a sound sample of essentially what they sound like. Now, here you're listening to me on the H4n here. It's a really nice mic. If it doesn't have anything plugged into it, it typically does a good job with no hiss or limited hissing. That's the H4n. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 2 2 1 2. Now this is the dead cat. Side note: this is the dead cat for also the H4n. I just put it on the AKG. So if you hear some, my P's are a little bit, don't worry about that. That's just because I took off the dead cat. All right, so that's the H4n essentially. I'm going to move my mic and I'm going to move back to the AKG, what you were listening to, the premium setup. Now notice that the AKG is on, but it's not being powered by the H4n. No longer. I fixed my audio issue and it was the hiss like I was saying before, but this AKG that I'm rolling with right now, it's actually ran through a Behringer mixer, which is more suited to handle phantom power, more suited to give you the power that you need to run this mic without the external hissing and all the other sound that you're not used to or accustomed to hearing. So that's running through a mixer, and that mixer is also being fed through the Tascam DR60D Mark II, which is just recording and picking up the sound at a certain level that I set it to. So that's pretty much it, and I'm going to do the same thing with this mic right here. This is the Audio Technica AT875R. This is a shotgun mic. It's good on location. This one not so much good on location, but it will work because of the way it's mounted and the way it's made. It looks, and you don't want to damage this. So going back to a more field-like mic. So again, this is a new 2-line audio setup. I'm using a mixer and a recorder to pick up these 2 mics that need to be powered. I'm no longer using the H4n. Now I'm going to switch the audio over to the Audio Technica as my main mic, the Audio Technica AT875R. These names start to run together a lot, but here we go. All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. Now this is the Audio Technica AT875R. It might be a little bit more sensitive, so I'm watching my mic levels, and it seems to be pretty good. I'm going to turn it down just a hair so I won't clip the track here. Test, 1, 2, 3. 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 1, 2, 3. Test, 1, 2, 3. All right, and that's a little bit better. I don't want to clip my main audio, so I'm going to talk a little bit softer just to make sure. I have never used this microphone on this Xenon 502 and DR60D setup, the recorder and the mixer. So I've never used this setup, so I'm just going to talk a little bit softer. But this is the Audio Technica AT875R. Shotgun mic. It's a Cardioid Condenser, so again, it's rejecting all the stuff around it and just focusing in on the person that's talking. Because of my situation, all the loud noises and the window not really muffling out a lot of noise in the background. If a train comes across, it's going to try to reject that. You know, any cars or beeping or loud noises from outside or external voices, it's going to try to mitigate all that around me and just focus in on me. So this is what we're listening to. The Audio Technica A75R. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It came with its own, well, it didn't come with its own little dead cat, but this one's a nice little one that I found on a cheaper shotgun mic. It doesn't really fit because the Audio Technica A7R or A875R is so small, but yeah, just find some accessories for it. It should work out, even though it's too small. All right, guys. And I'm going to do one last setup, and it's just going to be the AKG going through the H4n, and it's going to show you that hissing noise that I was getting before. But I'm just going to let you guys know exactly what it sounds like. So here's the H4n tied in with the AKG, phantom power coming from the H4n to supply to the AKG, but you're only hearing the AKG. You're not hearing the H4n mics, just the AKG. We are now listening to, and I'm going to bring the levels down in this puppy real quick. We are now listening to the AKG coming out of the H4n's preamps and phantom power. So that's what we're listening to now. I had to adjust the audio settings here on the H4n, but you might be able to hear some hissing noise coming from it because it may not be suited to drive this microphone. So these are the issues that I was having. This is the second video just to give you guys a in-depth review based off of what I'm going through on set with my audio. So I'm done with CenturyFX Studios, and stay tuned for the next video because it's coming right at you. Happy New Year, guys.